What's up, everybody? It's Manix. Hang on one second. Okay, that's better. What's up, guys? It's Manix, and I was sitting around right now just sort of looking around my stream room thinking how grateful I am that I have this space to devote entirely to really what's a glorified hobby of mine. Yeah, I actually don't have a stream room. This is, it's not a room. I'm basically in my kitchen right now, or right next to it anyway. That's right, it's basically all just smoke and mirrors, but listen, I live in Southern California. I can't afford to have a whole separate bedroom or office dedicated to streaming. It's just too expensive to live here, so that's my setup. That's where my girlfriend streams and plays from. That's my cat. She's in the back of my stream sometimes. You'll see her from time to time. But so looking at my setup there, it dawned on me that this is kind of the only rule we all got to pay attention to if you're trying to set up a stream background, is you just have to focus on what the camera sees. Everything else that's going on around it doesn't matter. For me, that's roughly this area behind me. So let me show you how, and for how much money, which is going to be less than you think, I turned this into this. But real quickly before we get started, I want to just say two quick things. If it were a choice of doing this versus not streaming at all, just stream. The content is about you. The content is about the game you're playing, or the information you're delivering, or just the entertainment you're providing. Let that be the star. Don't not deliver that because you don't feel like you have the setup you want. And secondly, why not just use a green screen, right? I mean, it solves all the same problems. Yes, it absolutely does. And look, I watch a ton of streamers that use green screens and it doesn't bother me, distract me at all. If that's right for you, absolutely run with it. It's also super easy to do. Most of the editing software out now can chroma that out real easily. In a way, it's sort of like inviting people into my home or inviting people into my environment, and it feels a little more personal. So let's talk through everything I did to create this bastion of retro cool in the small space that I did. Question: is it still retro if you actually lived through it? First is my girlfriend's space. She just wants to sit and play her games or do her work or do whatever she's doing on her computer and not worry about being in the background of my stream. Second of all is my kitchen. Look, I love my kitchen. I love to cook, but there's usually clutter laying about. There's usually dishes in the sink, and none of that's pleasing for you guys when you watch the stream. Lastly, though, is this window. And again, look, I love it. I love the natural light. I love being able to open it and get some fresh air. Love being able to see my garden out there and then look out at the beautiful Southern California landscape. But that causes a lot of problems in terms of light. It leaves my face pretty washed out, and plus I have a not insignificant light source known as the sun beating into my eyes while I'm trying to play. Thankfully, this one's actually really easy to solve for. All I gotta do is twist my blinds closed, and while it doesn't ever get entirely dark in here, it gets dark enough that I can use my ring light and such, and then you'll see some stuff later that sort of cancels all of this additional light out. But that doesn't solve for this issue over here. Now, I want to make sure my girlfriend has the privacy she needs when I'm on stream, because what I'm doing shouldn't affect her at all. But that's not quite as easy as just twisting some blinds. So what I have here is a simple fold-up wall divider from Amazon. It was super easy to get, cost about $34, and it folds away nicely, so when I'm not using it, I can store it away in a closet or in the hallway or something. But what you're actually looking at is the back of it here. So I'm gonna flip it around so you can see what I've done to the front to make it a little more aesthetically pleasing. So this is the back side of that panel I was just showing you. All I've done is drape it with a king size black sheet. It's about $10. And then I have these 12 by 12 plastic art boards that are textured. And then I just have them strung on a cord, on a rope, down here, and then clipped to the top of the panel. It allows me to just unclip it, take them off if I need to, easy to store. But usually I could just leave them on. I fold the whole thing in half and could fit it in a closet somewhere. These were not as cheap as that. These I got a little bit later on, once I sort of decided to invest a little more in it. For all the ones you see here, it goes down five deep below the frame of what you're seeing right here. It was about $60. They're really good quality though. One last thing though is, you may be wondering, why is this area blank over here and doesn't have any of these? That's because when I set it up, and I'll show you this right now, I've left some space behind this bookcase right here. So all I have to do is grab the panel and just nicely guide it behind the bookcase, set it down, and once I reframe with my actual camera, I'm ready to go. Oh, most important thing, cat bed goes right there in case the chunky cat wants to come and hang out on stream with me. All right, so let's talk about the lighting now, because I think that is absolutely one of the easiest and quickest ways to help set a vibe. It is also one of the cheapest. So I'm gonna switch to my other camera so I can maneuver around and show you some of the things behind me that I've artfully disguised, but that help give it this effect. All right, so first off, I have a blue LED light, which would be on the right side of your frame. It's shooting up in this direction just to capture this texture that's facing towards the light and give it a nice solid blue feel. In the middle, I have this pink light that's casting up to catch the other side of these shapes. I have it on a table just to give it a little bit of lift. Those only run about $15 to $20 a piece. These are not expensive. They can be any color you want them to be. And then this soft glow over here is coming from this LED strip, which is hidden in the door frame. Notice you can't see it when you're actually looking through the camera on the stream, but it provides this nice soft glow on the other side of the frame that's a little bit in contrast to some of these harder edges from these shapes over here. That'll only run you about $10, so that's even better of a deal. So now with all of that set up, we kind of have this blue-pink-blue pattern going on behind us, which matches my channel colors and also kind of nails that retro color scheme that I was going for. So let's take a look at what all of this is going to end up costing. I wrote it down because I'm absolutely trash at math and I knew I'd get these numbers wrong. We've got $40 for the lights, about $34 for the room dividing panel, $10 for the king size sheet, and $5 for the clips that are holding it all together on the top. That's less than $90. It's $89. That's honestly not bad to provide kind of a room experience to the back end of your stream. If you want to add in the texture art boards that I used, in my case that ran about $60. It'll depend on how many you actually need for your project. That still brings it in below $150, which is pretty wild. I thought all of these streamers were spending thousands of dollars on a look that, you know, I'm not saying this is $1,000 look, but it's got a vibe to it. It conveys some of my personality. I thought that was going to cost way more than this. But again, if it ever comes down to a decision between going live and not going live, just do it. It's about you. It's about the information and entertainment that you're providing. It's not really about what's going on back here. But if you do feel like you want to make a change or you want to kick things up a little bit, hopefully I provided you with some inexpensive options today, or at least something to think about. And if you have any thoughts, comments, or tips of your own, because I'm actually thinking about sort of revamping my system here, drop them in the comments, or you can find me on Twitter. And now that you know how this whole system is set up, why don't you come watch me on Twitch? Jump in chat, let them know you have a little bit of insider knowledge. And if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time. Thanks, y'all.